What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm going to be explaining every single one of the best rewards that you can get from mini-games in Oldschool Runescape. I'm not going to include every single mini-game in this video because some of them give really shitty rewards, but apart from those ones, I'm going to try to include every single one that I can think of that gives some kind of worthy reward. Getting into it, first on my list is Castle Wars. A lot of people would think the rewards are cosmetics, but seriously, the decorative range and decorative mage armor, it only requires 1 defense to wear and it gives a better all-round defense bonus than iron, making it the best in slot for pure. The decorative mage set, the hat, the body, and the legs costs a total of 90 tickets, which will take quite a while to get, and the ranged top and bottom only cost 70, and there's also the ranged quiver, but that is really shit compared to the obsidian cape anyway. So yeah, Castle Wars has great rewards for pures, but not necessarily main accounts, even though the cosmetics do look kinda nice. Barbarian Assault can give you the Fighter Torso, which is tied as the best in slot for strength bonus, giving a +4 strength bonus, same as the Barrows chestplate, which is like a lot more in terms of money. The defense bonuses of the torso aren't as good as Barrows, but it only requires 40 defense to wear as opposed to 65, and it is free. And it costs 375 honor points in each roll of Barbarian Assault, plus a kill of the Queen. You can actually leech, well, not quite leech, you actually pay people so that you can sit in Barbarian Assault and then you just get the points for sitting in there and they do all the work. It does cost like 20 mil to get one though, so it's really not worth it. I'd just rather do it myself. The Fishing Trawler minigame has a 1 in 8 chance once you finish the minigame to receive a piece of the Angler outfit, and when you do get a piece as a reward, you always get a piece that you don't already own, so that's an awesome addition. Wearing the full set of the Angler outfit gives a 2.5% boost in fishing experience, but each piece alone gives a really small percentage, and the full set boost gives an extra 0.5% if you wear the whole set. So it's really recommended to get the whole thing. The next one, which a lot of people probably wouldn't consider as a minigame, but I think it sort of is the Fight Caves and the Inferno. The Fire Cape and the Infernal Cape are the best in the cape slot for melee, giving a +4 strength bonus. And then for the Fire Cape and the Infernal Cape gives a +8, and they both also give a +2 prayer bonus and some pretty good defensive and offensive stats. The Fight Caves themselves are actually quite easy once you know what you're doing, but the Inferno, on the other hand, as most of you already know, is insanely difficult. So once someone fully works out the ins and outs of the Inferno, it might become a little bit easier, but for now, the Fire Cape is the more viable option here. The Nightmare Zone is actually really rewarding as well. With the points that you get in the minigame, you can imbue your rings and a couple of other items like crystal items, and imbuing rings doubles the stats of the ring, and also, if you imbue crystal items, it keeps them at their best stats the whole time while they're degrading. You can also imbue the Slayer helmet, which gives the bonuses into range and mage, as the normal Slayer helmet only gives bonuses in melee. And you can also get herb boxes from the Nightmare Zone, and that can be a really good daily money maker, and that really helps sustain a bond. I made a whole video about how to sustain a bond. I'll put that link in the description if you haven't seen it already. It is worth the watch if you're struggling a bit to get money to save up for bonds and play in-game as well. So yeah, I'll leave that down there. The next one is the Mage Training Arena, not the Mage Arena, the Training Arena, and that's the one next to the Jewel Arena, aka the Desert Casino. And the Mage Training Arena gives the Master Wand, the Mage's Book, and the Infinity Robes after you get a lot of points in there in each of the different types of points that you can get. I think there's like enchanting, I'm not really sure of the names, but as a normal player, the rewards, you can buy them from the Grand Exchange, but the money per hour you can get there, I think it's about 500k per hour if you were to just grind it out and get those items, which is alright, but the main reason I'm putting this one in here is for Ironman. The Master Wand and the Mage's Book are probably one of the most viable options for magic attack bonus for Ironman accounts, because the best after the Mage's Book is the Arcane, and good luck getting that from Corp. I know it's possible, but rip being an Ironman. And then the Master Wand, you can put the Kodai insignia on the Master Wand to get the Kodai wand, and also the Master Wand itself auto-casts ancient magics and also gives a huge magic attack bonus. The Mage Arena in the Wilderness gives the Mage Capes, so the Saradomin, the Zamrock, and the Guthix Cape, and they are the best in slot for magic, giving a +10 magic attack bonus, which is huge for magic. Also, you can get access to the God spells at the Mage Arena, but they seriously aren't that good unless you're a Mage Pure. because the spells can actually hit really high if you use the charge spell, which is on the normal spellbook, and that increases the max hit of the god spells to 30, which is massive. But yeah, as a normal account, you probably wouldn't want to get these spells. They're not really worth it. They do cost quite a bit to use. So yeah, that segment of the reward is mainly for pures. Pest Control isn't as good as it was because Full Void was nerfed, but the minigame can also be used for great prayer experience on an Ironman account. You need level 25 prayer in order to start getting rewards from the Pest Control minigame. You actually trade in the points that you get for prayer XP, but the other alternative is you can buy the Full Void set. The Mage set gives you 30% more magic accuracy. The Melee set gives 10% accuracy and damage to melee. And then the range set, which was nerfed, now only gives a 10% range accuracy and 10% range damage, which is still pretty big. And you can also get the elite version with the Hard Western Provinces Diary, and that increases the range damage boost to 12.5%, which doesn't really change a lot. These sets are really good for a lot of the bosses in the game, and it is a very cheap alternative, since it is free, to things like Armadillo or Bandos, since they do give really high bonuses in comparison to those. The Barrows minigame is really good money making as of now. It's about 1 mil per hour depending on how lucky you get. I'm gonna make a guide on Barrows soon. I've been putting that off for quite a while. I don't know why, I've just been focusing on a lot of other videos, but that guide will be coming soon. On top of the great money per hour for a regular account, it is a great minigame for Ironman because it gives you like essential gear that an Ironman should have, like a full Verax set, a full Guthix set, all the good sets. And also you get a lot of rune reward drops, so not rune items, but the runes like Chaos runes, Death runes. And these can be converted for money for main accounts, or you can use them to train magic on an Ironman. The Blast Furnace doesn't give any good rewards, but the XP per hour that you get from smithing there is incredible. With Goldsmith Gauntlets and gold ore, you can make over 300k XP per hour in smithing, which is insanely fast. The Tears of Guthix minigame actually gives you XP in your lowest stat once a week, and the amount of experience that you get depends on the amount of tears that you get in the minigame. If you've played it before, you'll know what I'm talking about. If your stats are above level 30 and your lowest one is above 30, you receive 60 XP per tier that you get, which is actually really good if your stats are low, but if they're high, maybe not that good since you probably have access to some pretty high XP rates. But most people go here and they get their Hunter level up or Rune Crafting up, which are both really shit at low levels in terms of experience. And also you can do the Hard Lumbridge Diary, and that gives you 10% more XP in the minigame, giving you 66 XP per tier. The Teeth Farm, or the Titty Farm as I like to say, gives the Farmer's Outfit reward, which is a 2.5 farming XP boost. And on top of that, you can get 100k farming XP per hour, as long as you know the general tactics of the minigame. So you get 100k farming XP per hour, which is insanely quick, and it is free as well. There are a few other rewards from the Titty Farm, but the best one here has to be the Farmer's Outfit. The Camelot Training Room, believe it or not, is a minigame as well, and you can only do this once after you complete King's Ransom, and completing it gives you 20,000 attack, strength, defense, and hit points XP. So 80,000 XP just like that. And it also gives you access to the Chivalry Prayer, which gives really good boosts for attack, strength, and defense. But also you get Piety, which gives even bigger boosts and is probably a really required prayer for main account. Bounty Hunter is actually also considered a minigame, even though it's basically PvP. But from Bounty Hunter, when you kill people, you get emblems, and you can trade them into the green guy at Edgeville for Bounty Hunter points, and with those points, you can buy some items that you couldn't usually buy on the Grand Exchange. Obviously, you can now buy emblems on the Grand Exchange and then just trade it in, but if you want to get them from scratch, you have to kill people in a Bounty Hunter world, such as World 18, and the items you can get are things like the Rune Pouch, which holds 3 types of runes in only 1 inventory slot, which is awesome for bossing, and also the Clue Box, which you can take into the wilderness with a clue scroll, and when you die, you keep the clue on death so you don't get stitched up by some PKs out there. There's a few other good rewards from there for Ironman especially, but PKing on an Ironman, no thanks. The Pyramid Plunder is the last one on my list, and this one gives almost 300k Thieving XP per hour, which is insanely quick for thieving. And you can also get the Pharaoh Scepter as a reward from opening the golden chest in the middle of the rooms, and that currently sits, I think it's almost 8 mil, but basically a huge amount of profit can be made if you get that, and also you're getting tons of XP, so all in all, this is a great mini game to do for training thieving. Anyways guys, that's all of the mini game rewards that I wanted to talk about. If you have any other opinions of other rewards, leave them in the comments below and I'll have a read of them and I'll let you know what I think about them. I may have missed a couple, but I'm pretty sure I included most of the important ones here. But anyway, it's now time for clip of the day, and today's clip goes to Abyssal Gump, who's been killing the Zami boss solo recently, and on kill count 241, he landed himself a Zamarakian spear, which is about 7 mil right now in the Grand Exchange. And then only 2 kills later, he got another one, so making 14 mil, more like 13. But anyway, in the space of 2 kills, he got 2 Zami spears, which is insanely lucky. He was also on a Slayer task there, killing greater demons, so that is a fat reward for a Slayer task. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you learned something, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.